Hello, my name is Sanjay Jit, and I'm a filmmaker, 3D artist, and game dev from Vancouver, Canada. And today I'm going to be showing you how I made this goopy looking alien scene in Blender. So, as always, I like to start with reference imagery. My initial idea was just to create an alien-looking spider. Thus, here are some spiders and aliens. The face hugger is obviously a big inspiration here. And some common tropes we see is everything just kind of looks veiny, slimy, goopy, doopy, vascular, stringy, slithery. So I sculpted this little guy using the Dino Toposphere, short for dynamic topology, which just basically lets you kind of retopologize it as you go, which is really useful if you're kind of sculpting very messily, like I am here. And I'm using the snake hook tool quite a bit. I use it to extrude the face mandibles, as well as the limbs, of which there are quite a few. And masking and using the scale tool is really useful, just to get the proportions right. And now I'm just trying to kind of bring it to life just by adding kind of veins and smaller details. This is usually the funnest part of the sculpt, I find. Already this goopy little guy is looking very friendly. And I know that most of the camera work is going to be on the face, so I'm trying to get most of the detail, focus most of my time here. And I don't mind if it's kind of overdone in that area, because eventually when the sculpt is finished, I'll decimate it and then bake the normal maps down. And that allows me to preserve a lot of the detail while just being a lot more optimized and EV friendly. You're just using noise as texture. And painting it, I just use kind of a single frog image. And just I'm trying to find as many ways to use this as possible. I'm using this indent on the leg for a lot of the limbs, and then just the general skin just to cover the body with. It feels a little silly, but it works quite good. And now for the technical and not so fun part, rigging. Just placing bones by hand here. Nothing too complicated, just you can see 2 bones per leg. And then I'm just duplicating them, mirroring them, and then adding a IK controller. And then after I rig it, I like to spend about 6 hours making it dance. You know, does this rig got moves? Does it got style? These are some of the questions I'm asking myself. Is it fly? You know? And through trial and error, I'm just animating it, kind of giving it the simple, jittery back and forth look. And already it's coming to life. It's looking kind of creepy. Once again, janky, but endearing. I wish I had some more footage of the lighting here, but it really is just like 1 or 2 lights. One color in the foreground, and a key in the background. And for the blocking, I'm just using like a single 3D scan I grabbed from Sketchfab here. And for camera, I'm just, mostly using this long lens. And I think I have it connected to a constraint. I'll usually add a constraint with an empty for kind of secondary motion. The aperture is just wide open, so you get that soft, big depth of field. A lot of just trial and error, seeing what works. Usually start with like a wider on a wide lens and then punch in the long lens. And setting up the fog here. As always, this is such a great way to add atmosphere to any scene. And when all is said and done, I'll bring it into Resolve for color grade, and then I'll just do a sound design pass and also just make some music in Ableton. And here's the final thing. Cool. Thanks for watching.